In 2007-2008, the level of violence that was experienced was shocking. It was something that was not anticipated, and the reaction of civil society and other agencies was very sporadic and not coordinated.
In 2007, so many people were killed. Some of them were killed just next to my house. This really scared my children. So that's why, as a mother, I felt if I can come out and help so that we don't lose more lives, because so many young people were killed, and that really touched me. So if I can do something to help save even one life, that would be a great thing on earth.
The new constitution actually gave confidence to the people because it introduced devolution. As we got closer to the elections in 2013, this was a period that we began to worry about as Saferworld and as partners working on issues of peace. And the reason why we were worried is because the root causes of the conflict that was experienced in 2007-2008 had not yet been entirely dealt with. Already we had begun to witness a rise in tensions amongst community members in various parts of the country. And we felt if these tensions continued to rise at the rate that they were rising, then we would experience violence in 2013.
We started this project in February 2012, funded by DFID, mainly in the 6 sites: Kisumu, Mombasa, Uasin Gishu, Nakuru, West Pokot, and Isolo.
Our analysis had shown that these counties had a high likelihood of having violence break out in the run-up to the elections and even during elections. In addition, the interests of the communities in these counties actually touched on issues at the national level. So it was likely that if violence erupted in these 6 counties, then this was likely to trigger violence in other parts of the country. So for us, these 6 counties were very important. Saferworld engaged in Isolo County because for a very long time, Isolo County has been known to be conflict-prone. Conflicts in Isolo have mainly been related to resource allocation and resource control. More recently, they have been related to boundary conflicts. Each community had their own idea of where the boundaries fell. We realized that these conflicts would actually make use of the election period to break out into violence. So for us, it was very important that we engage in Isolo County because we knew that any violence that breaks out, even in the counties bordering Isolo, would actually have a direct impact on the conflict situation within Isolo County.
Katika hali ya kukaa hii wilaya Isolo, sisi experience shida nyingi ya vita, na kwa sababu Isolo huu tuko na kabila tofauti, na wengi ya hii kabila ni wale wafugaji, na wafugaji huwa wanakuwa na shida baina yao wakati wa ukame. Pengine ukikosa maji na nyasi, lazima usafiri kwenda sehemu zingine ambaye unakutana na wafugaji wengine. Hizi maji na nyasi huwa haitoshi, kwa hivyo inakuwa vita. Isolo County yenyewe kunakuwa na shida baina yao. So ikawa Turkana inapigana na Borana na Turkana, Somali na Turkana.
Ni mazungumzo ya amani ya jamii ambazo zinaishi Isolo, na tuliona ya kwamba tukiwa tunaelekea kwa elections, jamii ambazo ziko katika tension kwa kabla ambaye uchaguzi haijafika, na jamii zote zilikuwa zimejihamili, na sio siri tena ya kwamba jamii za Isolo yote zimejihamili kwa ukubwa sana na kwa sophisticated small arms.
Tukaonelea tuone wale watu wako na fikra moja, tukutane kutoka kwa civil societies, kutoka kwa provincial administration na youths and women. Tukaona tukae chini tuone namna gani tunaweza kutatua haya mambo, na tukaonelea lazima tuweke on board kabila wote wale wako hapa na wale wanazozana na wale pia wako na nia ya kusaidiana tumalize hizi mzozo.
Tuliweza kuwaleta pamoja na tukaona ya kwamba hata jamii ambazo hazikuwa watoto wao hawakuwa wanaenda shule pamoja, shule zikawa zimefunguliwa na jamii ikawa zimeanza kutangamana tena, zimeanza kuintegrate, na tukaona ya kwamba jamii ambazo hazikuwa zinatumia labda mahala pa maji ama borehole moja, pia kupitia hiyo miradi yetu zimeanza kurudi pamoja, zinatumia resources pamoja.
Na kila kabila waliona ya kuwa vita ikitokezea hakuna maendeleo, njaa itaingia, umaskini itaingia. Kwa hivyo watu wamearifiwa ya kutosha.
Niliweza kufundisha kina mama kwamba wanastahili kuwa viongozi wa kesho. Lazima wawanie viti kulingana hata na katiba ilikuwa imewapa nafasi. Kwa sababu ya kusema pastoralist communities, unajua wanarudisha kina mama nyuma. Wanasema kwamba sio viongozi. Katika mambo ya amani, tumekuwa tukihubiri amani. Ni baada ya kufundisha watu, walielewa haki zao, na wazee pia wakajua kwamba kina mama wanastahili kuchagua viongozi ambaye wanataka, na sio kwamba kwa sababu mbeleni ukipiga kura mahali haistahili basi hata boma inavunjika.
In 2007-2008, one of the counties that brought the brunt of post-election violence was Kisumu County. Very many people died, especially in the hands of the police, who reacted to protests that emerged in Kisumu when it was declared that Raila Odinga, their preferred candidate, had lost the election. In 2013, we highly suspected that violence would also be experienced in Kisumu.
Local Capacities for Peace International worked with the communities. We had about 6 hotspots in Kisumu County. So we involved the communities from these hotspots. We also involved the religious leaders, the interfaith group that is here in Kisumu. We involved the security team, that is the provincial administration, the regular police, and the administration police.
Through the Local Capacity for Peace, we were able to bring different groups on board, especially the youth, who actually are seen to be people who engage in maybe these criminal activities, bringing problems to the existing peace.
We formed a task force here. First, they started with 50 people. These 50 people were selected from different organizations around here. We elected 8 people among the 50, and those 8 people then elected their chairman. So I was elected the chairman of the 8. We were with the security team, the church, the media. We were also with the provincial administration.
First, even accessing the security personnel was a huge challenge. They were not willing in the first 1 or 2 meetings to talk to us, but we persisted until they gave us an ear. And after that, we went to the communities to tell them the importance of working together with the security team, because it was going to be for their own good.
One of the major activities that we did in Kisumu County was to engage with these various groups to come together to form coordination teams where they were able to share information, again to also ensure that there's a smooth flow of information between community members and between the institutions of government, to be able to respond to issues that emerged, and in addition build the capacity of media, especially to undertake conflict-sensitive media reporting, because again, vernacular media was very important in information dissemination. So this time round we wanted them to play the role of information sharing and also sharing the right information in the right way to ensure that communities are pacified, whatever the results of the elections.
We learned that unless we move out and speak to the people, we might do very little. Many people don't know the importance of maybe keeping peace. But when you speak to them, they come to understand and they can be able to respond in a positive way.
The local capacity for peace help that organization on ways how they can reach each other and the passing of the information. So when something wrong is happening, we could pass the information fast, and then the responsible body can arrest that situation before it comes out to be worse.
First, we organized, with the help of Local Capacity for Peace International, meetings with the youth, with the members of the community in a very hot spot. Now, addressing the issue of peace vis-a-vis poverty, because where there is no peace, there will be no investment, there will be no employment. We turned to the police force, who were actually very hostile. The DC, he was the first one to come out and walk with us through the hotspot areas. So that is how we changed the mindset of our people, and at the same time changed the mind of the security apparatus.
Kisumu County community members, civil society and police actually worked together to respond to issues. They shared information openly. They responded to conflict issues jointly. So this was actually very important because it was very different from the situation in 2007 where security agencies and communities were not talking, to a situation where they're sitting around the table and actually agreeing on interventions. Saferworld got engaged in Mombasa County in the Coast Province because of the high levels of youth unemployment. These youth who are unemployed are often used by politicians to take part or instigate violence for very little amounts of money. So it was important for us to begin to engage with this youth this time round to ensure that they are also used as a tool for building peace in that region.
Ilinilazimu kwa sababu PeaceNet walinipatia nafasi nzuri, ilinilazimu nikajitolea katika kutafuta kundi ambalo nitafanya nao. Na katika kundi ambalo nilichagua kutokana na Mombasa County vile ilivyo, nikatengeza drama team. Ilikuwa ni part of PeaceNet. Ilikuwa ni timu ambayo ilikuwa tukifanyia kazi pamoja na tulikaa chini katika kubuni na kutengeza miradi ambayo vipi tutahamasisha jamii. Mwisho ilitulazimu tubadilishe tena mfumo mwingine. Mfumo wa pili ilikuwa ni kutokana na michezo ya kuigiza. Katika hii michezo ya kuigiza ilikuwa tulisoma, tukaona tutengeze skiti fupi fupi ama tutengeze michezo midogo midogo ya kuigiza.
Vijana wenzetu ambao vijana waliorodheshwa kwamba hao ndio wale ambao wako tayari kubwaga vurugu, ilikuwa tunawahamasisha juu ya katiba mpya. Kupitia katiba mpya tukagundua kwamba kuna ugatuzi, na ugatuzi ulikuwa unazungumza fika ya kwamba sisi tutakuwa na serikali ambazo tutakuwa tunajitawala wenyewe, ambazo ni serikali zile za kaunti. Na ujumbe wangu kwa jamii ya watu wa Likoni ni kwamba jamii ya watu wa Likoni lazima tujitokeze kimasomaso, tuweze kusoma mfumo mzima wa ugatuzi na tuweze kupata ufahamu wa masuala ya serikali nzima, tujue serikali inataka nini ama serikali inaendelea vipi, na pia tuweze kuparticipate katika masuala ya kuleta maendeleo kupitia katiba mpya na kupitia ugatuzi.
Mimi umuhimu wangu na jukumu langu vile ambavyo ni mkerekepa kupiga kura, nakuta amani ni kitu muhimu. Sasa nimefikiria kwa vile ambavyo vijana, kina mama, wazee, roho alikuwa kwa zimewamaka tutapigaje kura. Ikabidi sasa kuhusiana na mashirika yetu vile ametutrain na amani pia tunalizingatia ni kitu muhimu. Sasa Sasa nikakuta niingie door to door.
Wengine wao pia walijitokeza wakaomba nafasi za uongozi, ambapo tulikuwa na watu mifano tofauti ambao waligombania uongozi. Baadhi yao wengine walifaulu, kuna wengine ambao hawakufaulu. Lakini yote twasema ni miongoni mwa nini kwa tulikuwa tumefungua ukurasa mpya. Na katika una ukurasa tulisema ni ukurasa ambao utasomwa na utaendelea.
The violence that we thought would erupt in Mombasa County did not erupt. And the fact that people actually emerged, despite the fact that there was a threat to stop them from going out to vote and registering to vote and also taking part in the voting process, these people actually came out to vote. Coordination is very important. This is coordination at the national level and coordination right down to the county level in terms of identification of issues, joint identification of issues and joint response. And here we are talking about rapid response to issues that emerge. We were able to see different actors come together, civil society, government institutions, community members, and these are communities from diverse areas, women, youth, and elders councils coming together to share information and also respond in real time. So for us, coordination is one very important element that we saw work and that we believe can work in the future days. Saferworld and partners came to the realization that elections are a cycle. Therefore, election planning should begin as soon as one election is over. And the importance of this is that it will ensure that the processes that were begun leading to peaceful elections can be sustained so that people do not also forget. Devolution has also presented an opportunity. Devolution can either make or break the country. There's a lot of faith and hope in the devolution process. The communities that we engaged with ensured that they let us know that they are quite happy and they are quite encouraged that they are now going to be taking part in their own county governance and engage in service delivery choices right at their level rather than at the national level.
From the experiences of the community members that we worked very closely with, it has been a very worthwhile project, and yet a lot still needs to be done. And I think there are still very many opportunities that can bring in these community members, and we hope to work more broadly with the different actors at the different levels from the community, from the county and from the national level, in interventions and in strategies, long-term strategies that gear towards building sustainable peace, building durable peace and security in the country.